Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in a Half Shell, movies out. And once again, I did not see this in 3D, yet I still pick up my turtle swag, everyone. This one, I don't know if you can tell, this one I think is it's Donatello's. They had like Raph, Mikey, and Donatello. They did not have Leonardo, but with me being the glasses man, I figured I should pick up the Donatello, which he wore glasses in the talk later on, but he wore glasses in the movie. Nearsighted? So, yeah. Got back from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the newest addition to the saga of the Ninja Turtles movies. I wasn't one of the people who was looking forward to. I wasn't dreading the thought of this movie like a lot of other people were, especially Ninja Turtle fans and people who are not fans of Michael Bay. The first trailer I thought was alright. Second trailer, I'm like, alright, this is looking better. And then we got the trailer with the Shredder and like, this is not looking bad. I grew up watching the cartoons. I didn't like read the comics. And I didn't watch like the old school cartoons. I watched some of the newer edition cartoons. The animation was more cleaned up and stuff like that. You didn't see her eyeballs. So yeah, I was going in there with a generally open mind, as open as I could make it. My thoughts coming out of it, actually, it's okay. It is. It's okay. There's none. Don't get me wrong. There's still shit to talk about, but it's not horrendous in my mind. Now, to be fair, my opinion, some other people probably think it's a piece of shit. Some people, I've actually heard it's been getting decent reviews, and to be fair, I can see where some of it comes from. I haven't read any of them myself. Generally, what's the general plot? The Ninja Turtles, they are introduced. We see the movie here, I'll start right now. The movie opens up with a kind of cartooned, not motion capture, what is the terminology? I think of like a motion comic strip a little bit. Yeah, motion comic strip. Actually, I think that might be a term. But anyway, I think that's how we kind of get interested. It's done the same way like it was done in The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, where we're talking about his background and what happened, or like Pacific Rim, the background there. We get the explanation of kind of where the Turtles come from in a motion comic that lasts about 3 minutes, and the whole Foot Clan and the Shredder thing and Splinter and whatnot. So we get that. I'm trying to think where to start with this, because there's a lot to actually talk about a little bit. I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but there's quite a bit to talk about. I guess I'll do what I actually did with a couple of my reviews. My likes and dislikes. I'm gonna start with... Now, screw the likes and dislikes. I'm just gonna kind of sum up what I like here. You can tell I'm kind of jumbled right now. I only just got back from it. So let's start with the story. What do you expect? It's the Turtles. They're fighting Shredder, and it's the Foot Clan. And William Fincher is also the bad guy. Now, William Fincher is not playing the Shredder. He's playing Eric Sachs. And I think a lot of people just sighed a giant sigh of relief when they found that out. Because it was being portrayed the fact that he was playing the Shredder. And we're like, what? The white dude is playing the Shredder? Which I'm like, you know what? He's William Fincher. He's kind of intimidating just looking at him a little bit. So, yeah, I could believe it. But then they actually explain his origin. He was actually raised in Japan and along those lines. But no, yes, he plays Eric Stess, so he does not play Shredder. So right there, get that out of the way. There is the Shredder. Shredder is actually a real character in the film, who is played by, and the beauty of the internet, folks, I have my IMDb up right now. I'm probably mispronouncing this horribly, but Tohoru Masamune, or something like that. He's playing the Shredder, so I'll talk about the actual characters in a little bit, because a lot of the characters are actually one of the big positives of this film, generally speaking. Another of the things that people kind of had to really get out of their head was the whole Michael Bay attached to this thing. He was not directing it. His production studio, Platinum Dunes, was, helping produce the film. Now, to be completely fair, I saw the Michael Bay in this film when it showed up. When there was big explosion effects going on, I saw the fucking Michael Bay in there. But it's not just forced in there like the Transformers movies are. It's nowhere near that level. In fact, thinking on it, there was only maybe two or three really big explosions and things blowing up kind of scenarios. So yeah, it really wasn't that bad. But to be fair, when those happens, you see the Michael Bay in the film. And okay, and let's going into the characters a little bit is the whole April O'Neil Megan Fox thing. Now this is where I'm going to start with the characters a bit, and I'm going to start with April O'Neil Megan Fox. I have been one of the people who agreed with this. This was, in my mind, poor casting. She's not that good an actress. From what I understand, she's not easy to work with, but she's not a bad person, I don't think. And I don't think she's the worst actress in the world by any stretch of the mean. I just don't think she's overly great. I haven't enjoyed her in most of the things I've seen her in. Though I did think she was good in Jennifer's Bodies, but I think she was able to play that stereotype up well. But all things aside, all things considered, she was not god awful. She had moments of being April O'Neil. She was the determined diehard reporter, and in the movie she's kind of covering all this stupid crap. Like, when you see those reports covering, it's like, oh, we're swishing grapes and to make wine in this. And how long does it take to squish the grapes? She's kind of that person. She's that kind of reporter. But she still's got the drive of an actual, like, true reporter that we see, and they show her trying to investigate things like the scenarios and things like that. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm actually kind of invested in this character a little bit. Granted, she's got moments of bad. The dialogue in this ranges very much. It's a very cut and paste, dry dialogue at points. When it's not coming from someone like the Turtles. Just the scene you see her talking to Whoopi Goldberg, who's only in the movie for like the first, I don't know, half hour, and then when she fires April O'Neil, she does not show up again. And my God, I forgot how old Whoopi Goldberg got. She got old. I remember when she was on Star Trek, I'm like, you know what, Whoopi Goldberg's actually kind of attractive. And now, and she's not as, Whoopi, she's not a horrible looking woman by any stretch of me, she got old. But no, here's that scene where you see her talking, and this is one of the things where I'm like not liking the character. She's trying to be taken seriously while explaining these Ninja Mutant Teenage Turtles. And that's a joke that they're making. They try to explain, it's like, so wait, you're mutant teenage ninja, you're mutant turtle ninjas who are also teenagers. Well, when you say it like that, it sounds stupid. And when you say it like that, it does sound stupid. Who was smoking to create that concept? What were they smoking? Who cares? It's still an entertaining concept in today's kids today. No, anytime she's trying to explain this, like, she's almost manic in her explanation, trying to be taken seriously when she seems to not realize that she has no real clear-cut proof about this. But no, Will Arnett. I loved me Will Arnett in this movie. I love Will Arnett. Will Arnett was hilarious. Because he's playing that, because he's not a bad dude by any stretch of me. He's hitting on April O'Neil, Megan Fox's character, but he's Will Arnett. He gives it kind of a grounded realism. Yeah, realism. He gives it a grounded performance. He's fine. He's entertaining. He's got some good one-liners. It's just when Raph pops out, it's like, I'm like, you are a giant talking hero, and you're a human nerd. Now that we got that out of the way, hate it. It's like, no one's ever called me a nerd before, but okay, that's a new one. He's got some good lines. Now before we get into Turtles, William Fincher is fine. He's William Fincher. Now, to be fair, anyone who doesn't think he's the bad guy going in should really pay attention to the trailer. He's clearly one of the bad guys in this film. But he's really kind of over the top points. He's subtle in some points, like almost like giving a decent, not to say his performance is bad. He's subtle at points where he's very calm, and then he's just got some of this like hilarious dialogue, the way he delivers it. Like, here's the way it's going to work. He's going to release the toxin. I'm going to cure the world, and then I'm going to be rich, like stupid rich. He's slowly saying it like that. Like, I like how you don't really care, do you? You're just here for a paycheck, but you're having fun. So yeah, the Turtles. Okay, now the Turtles themselves, they're all fine. They're all the Turtles. They're Leonardo's got. They all got definitive personalities, and it's played up. Raph is the tough guy who kind of doesn't want to admit he loves his family, but wants to be on his own and stuff like that. Donatello is the really nerdy one, hence the glasses and he's got tech all over him, and they really played up the nerd aspect to him. Which is not bad per se, but he's wearing glasses. Donatello, yeah. Donatello never wore glasses. I mean, there's some. It's not really like I care that much. Liberties are taken, but is the trademark card of a nerd wearing glasses? Seriously, is the trademark calling card of the nerd to wear glasses? I would like to know this, folks. I don't find it insulting. I just find it kind of stupid in all honesty. And he's tricked him out with sensors. And okay, before going, okay, Leonardo's Leonardo, Raphael's Raphael. Mikey surprisingly didn't bug me as much as I thought he was going to bug me. Granted, I wasn't overly laughing at a lot of his lines just because he's supposed to be the comic relief. It was some of his lines are fine. Splinter punished them or going out at one point, and they're all going. I can't remember what he called it. It was a Japanese term, but basically it's a room of complete concentration. And he's basically messing with them, basically trying to break them. And Leo is bouncing eggs while on one foot in a crouching position on chopsticks and one on his head. Donatello is playing ping pong with himself on a board that is on a cylinder of some kind. Raphael is bouncing on a ball while knitting, and Mikey is essentially just doing a handstand on a chair while it's on its two legs, and it's just oh, I'm in the zone, I can't break it. And then Splinter just throws out a pizza. It's oh, you've had the 5-cheese pizza, but have you ever had the 99? It's dude, I'm gonna break. That was funny, but it's not like he bugged me like I thought he was going to be. I didn't care that much about his dialogue. And that was part of the problem with some of the characters. Some of the dialogue is just stupid. Splinter was fine. Splinter was voiced by, oddly enough, Tony Shalhoub. I thought they got rid of him because I heard they casted someone else. But no, Tony Shalhoub was Splinter, did the voice. And Splinter was pretty badass at points. He's the action scenes in this movie were really good. I'll talk about that in a little while, too. Because that's another big positive of the movie. So the action, for the most part, is pretty good. And then the Shredder. So it's Splinter. The Shredder... I like the Shredder. I overall like the Shredder. That being said, I'm pretty sure that his suit was mostly CGI'd, which kind of sucks, because that's really a really cool suit. I mean, it's another little Michael Bayism. It's very robotic looking, but it is in fact a suit of armor the guy's wearing. And we actually see him first out of the suit, and he's got this. He's deep. He's in the shadows. We kind of see his face. He's scarred on his face like the Shredder actually is. And he's menacing as hell. And then he comes out, and at first he's kind of hokey, and the whole seeing the multiple blade things. I'm okay, I kind of lost my interest. I'm not lost my interest. I saw it in the trailer. But in other scenes, he's pretty intimidating, especially when the turtles thought they defeated him, and he just shows up, and he's just got this slow-mo over smoke, and he looks menacing as hell. I mean, generally speaking, it's a badass looking design, and he's decked out in blades, and the blades are blades shoot out, and he actually retract back to electromagnets that are in the gauntlets. So that was really cool. And he survived, and this is a movie set up for a sequel. He survived to see it. I'm pretty sure he survived. Surprisingly, the Shredder ends up falling way off a building and making a crater. But the ooze that they made in the lab that created the turtles, he actually got some and he pocketed it or something like that. So, he's probably come back as Super Shredder. This Super Shredder would be horrifically bad. In the good way. The action itself is really, really good. Really well done. Particularly that scene you see in the trailer where they're fighting. So that's fighting in the snow. And they're being chased down. That's an entire scene, and that was actually a pretty well done, well edited scene. All together, the action's really good. It's fast, but you can clearly see it. There's some good dialogue and a few good one-liners in there. Um, the fight scene when Shredder first like breaks into the Turtles' home, that was pretty good. Splinter was actually holding his own against the Shredder, whereas everyone else was getting their fucking asses kicked. Which is that's something that I found hilarious in those fights is that the Shredder is far more skilled than any of them, even together. They lucked out against Shredder big time. Um, what can I really say else? But some of the negatives though. The references, not just the references to the pop culture references, which they make a ton of those. They make a shit ton of pop. Oh, look, he's doing his Batman voice. I only saw Batman once, man. It's like, look, this is our Fortress of Solitude. Our Xavier School. Our Hogwarts. Man, they make a lot of references. And Gwen Stefani's up there. And, then he's like, as Mikey's singing to April O'Neil, you're so happy together. I can't see me, because he's got this crush on April, which I know they show that in the new cartoon series. Like Donatello has a crush on April. That's weird, even in. I mean, it's supposed to be cute for kids, and I get that. But that's weird, even in the context of a cartoon, even a magazine, because he's a fucking turtle. He makes it. When they first meet her, he makes a comment. It's just like, oh man, she's hot. I can feel my shell tightening. What the fuck? You're essentially saying you want to bang this girl, and you're a giant anamorphic muscular turtle. Oh, God. Oh. I mean, it doesn't gross me out as much as I'm letting on, but it's still the overall thing you're selling this to kids. You're selling that to kids. Because this movie isn't rated very high. I think this is maybe PG-13 at most. So it's not like young kids can't go see this movie. But not only that, the references to the original Turtles, like the TV series, that was all over the place. It worked at some points, didn't work at other points. Like when Donatello actually hacks April's laptop to tell them to meet her, or tell her to meet them, and when he's kind of talking to her over the phone or over the computer, I should say, you can hear the original theme song to the Turtles. And then, at the end, when they show up in the shell van, and this is all spoilers. You've seen it in the fucking title, so I'm not spoiling. I'm spoiling stuff, but I'm spoiling stuff. They show up in the shell van at the very end, and that's the theme to their horn, like. It's like, oh, okay. Will Arnett makes a they're here, so they're heroes in a half shell, right? I'm like, oh, that line hurt. As much as Will Arnett was funny in this, that line hurt. When they're fighting that fight at the end, which the fight at the end with Shredder was really good too. That was a really nice, well done fight scene. And the Turtles are still pretty much getting their asses kicked in that fight scene, but Raph basically says, Mikey, remember that thing you used to say when you were kids? Like, what? You told me never say. I think you got one more left in you. I'm like, wait, I'm thinking it's like, because my mind's kind of racing at a couple moments a second here. I'm like, there's only one other turtle line I can remember. They're about to. Well, I got only one thing to say. They're about to. Cowabunga! Like, and then they proceed to get their asses thrashed. Of course, they come out on top. The good guys wins, the bad guys lose. They never actually say what happened to Will and Finch's character, Eric Sachs, but I assume he's in jail or something like that. I mean, they made some changes to the origin, but it was nothing that was bad. Like, the Turtles were not. They didn't get exposed to the ooze. They were actually laboratory experiments that you kind of see, and apparently they were actually April O'Neil's pets. So that's actually how Splinter knew her when they went to go get her for Splinter. And they were named after the Renaissance artists. So yeah, there is a certain level of disbelief you always got to have with these movies, and Turtles are fucking no exception. But I'm like convenient. And a lot of these, like, when Splinter is basically raising the Turtles, he finds the art of ninjutsu with a whole bunch of fighting forms in it in a book in the sewer. And then years later they get their hands on many weaponry, ninja weaponry, sais, katana, nunchucks, or excuse me, nunjako as they're called, bow staff. Where was this crap just lying around in the sewer? I'm sorry, I can let a lot slide on this. And, somehow they're getting their hands on some weapons is one thing. But they have racks of, like, katana, wakizashi, bow staff, sais, nunchaku. I'm like, where did you get all this shit? Understand years must have passed, but come on, were you stealing all this crap? And then Donatello, here's another thing, but I get he's supposed to be nerd. His glasses are decked out with a fucking sensor that can read body function, retinal scanning. He has a gauntlet, a little wristband that produces holograms. Fucking NASA doesn't have this tech. What? Okay, maybe the retinal scanning stuff, but he's literally projecting a 3D hologram onto his. It's right there. It's like NASA, fucking Mensa doesn't have this. Bill Gates doesn't own this stuff. Microsoft doesn't have this crap. So I'm like, there's some levels of disbelief that I just can't disbelieve. Or believe, I should say. The story is not that great. It's a really basic, especially the bad guy's motive. It is such a basic motive. William Fincher. We were going to create this mutagen that we were going to use it as an antidote to save people. And we were going to save it from the disease that I was going to cure and get rich. Like, stupid rich. Seriously. And Shredder's actually more interesting just because he has very little dialogue. Well, he doesn't have little dialogue. He's just, his motivation, it's to rise the power of the Foot Clan. But why, in this city of all places, does they want to rise? That's more interesting to me than William Fincher's I want to be rich. The story is really not that great. It really seemed to rush at points because I went into this at like 9:35, count 10 minutes of trailer, so at 9:45 is when the film started, and I got out of this at 11:35 after staying through the whole credits, which were probably another 5 to 10 minutes, 5 maybe 8 minutes. So you take that out of it. That means I probably got out of this at like maybe 11:20 or something like that, maybe 25. So let's say 11:25. I went at 9:40. Movie started at 9:45. That means this movie is only maybe an hour and 40 minutes long. Yeah, it felt rushed at points. It did. Which is not bad, but you know what? It could have managed maybe a better explanation at some points. Like, the whole motion comic origin thing in the beginning really could have been done better. And I don't hate the Turtles. I grew up watching the cartoons, but, I like the designs of the Turtles. I'm one of the people who actually like the design of the Turtles, and Splinter looked pretty good. He looked a little more human, too human to be for a rat, but his nose he had like splotches of pink skin all over him and stuff like that. I'm not saying that right. I think if you were to really upscale a rat, I guess, but he seemed definitely more human than normal. The full Foot Clan, Foot Clan's still a ninja clan technically speaking, but they're modernized now. They've got guns and stuff like that. The whole Turtles being bulletproof, I can respect. Basically, the bullets are hitting their shells and stop piercing their shells. It hits them in the stomach where there's an undershell, which is not supposed to be as strong, and it just boom and wraps, just boom. I'm like, okay, that's a cool scene, but I don't think that would work. Because I don't actually remember the Turtles being bulletproof. What else can I really say? Johnny Knoxville apparently did the voice for Leonardo. Yeah, apparently the other people who did the voices, or who actually played the actual characters, the other Turtles, did the voices for the other Turtles. I don't know why they had to get Johnny Knoxville to be the voice for Leonardo. Tony Shalhoub I could more understand for, like, maybe the Splinter voice, but I don't know. So overall, the movie is messy a little bit. It's not necessarily coherent in a few points. It's a steady 3-act structure, but it sets up for a sequel. But it's some bad dialogue. Megan Fox is actually not bad, but she's not overly fantastic. She's a lot better than I think people were going to give her credit for. But Willow and that's funny. The Turtles are fine. Splinter's fine. Shredder's cool. Action sequences are fine. Humor is hit and miss, and dialogue is really kind of all over the place. I'm giving it a 5.5. It's above average. Now, if you like the Turtles, you'll probably like this. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm giving it a 5.5. Action is the story is the big problem, along with story and dialogue. I just got back. What can you do? But this is how I get my freshest thoughts now. If I can get here right when I get back from the movie and get my input. So the trailers I got like 4. Actually, I got 6, but I got 4 I hadn't seen. Take it back. I got 3 I hadn't seen, and one I actually didn't talk about in the other review for Hercules because I had to redo that review. So first off, I got a Elvis. This is the way it is, or something like that, or that's the way it is. Basically, chronicling one of his concerts. It's Elvis. It's the king. I'm not big on seeing concerts on the big screen, but maybe. This one. SpongeBob 2. The titles, insert name I can't remember. It's Nickelodeon. I should have saw that coming. I actually haven't watched this trailer, and I saw it. I'm like, I could see where a kid would find. I might even find it somewhat enjoyable because I didn't hate SpongeBob, at least the first couple of seasons. It was entertaining as for what it was, and it didn't look bad. SpongeBob and the gang are apparently going to rescue a treasure or save their world, um, because the pirate has a weird book or something like that can when you write the deed down, the deed actually happens. So yeah, okay. Um, yeah, it doesn't look. It looks like a fine kids film. If there's something else, I'll probably see it. There, I just did my SpongeBob voice. I just creeped everyone out. Now I'll go to that one in a minute. But Paddington, I got Paddington Bear. That was actually pretty cute. I didn't grow up with Paddington was around when I grew up, but I didn't grow up with Paddington. From what I understand, Colin Firth was actually supposed to voice Paddington, but he dropped out because he didn't feel his voice was right for the character, which is totally cool. Colin Firth is great, by the way. But it looks cute as hell. He's not. He doesn't understand the whole concept of modern technology or anything like the real world. And so it's one scene you see him cleaning his ears with toothbrushes, giant earwax comes out, and as being a bear, an animal, he's just and just starts drinking mouthwash, and he's dealing with a mouthwash effect of drinking mouthwash. And he sees an escalator, and he sees carry dogs, so he's carrying a chihuahua. And he's tipping his hat to people. It's like, Paddington, you're actually really adorable. You're almost adorable as Ted. The only difference is you will not be cussing like a sailor. Which, you know what? I might be completely honestly, I might see Paddington. Paddington looks adorable. Last one I got was the Interstellar trailer, the newest one, where we actually see um, Matthew McConaughey going into space, seeing actually some of the worlds they seem to be visiting. They actually seem to be visiting worlds. Um, I'm sold on this movie. I mean, this movie could be crap, but I was interested in it when I heard about it. But seeing these trailers, I'm like, wow, these trailers have been getting progressively better and better, and they still haven't been revealing too much. I get the generalization of the plot. I think I said it in another review where Earth is dying basically, and their only hope to save the world is beyond our solar system, maybe colonize a new planet through a wormhole or something like that. So they're trying to colonize new planets. I'm like, this is heavy stuff because it's just like Anne Hathaway's in the too, and so is Michael Caine. And Anne Hathaway was like, why didn't you just tell her to go off to save the world? It's like, couldn't do that. When you become a parent, you got to basically keep your kid safe, make him feel safe, and you're like, this is heavy shit. And I'm like, I'm completely for this because I didn't hate Matthew McConaughey before. He really started to become prevalent in our movies today, like the actor he's really become. But I wasn't really on the train with Matthew McConaughey up until recently. Which harp on me all you want. I didn't hate him. I thought he was good in a few of the movies he was in, but some of the movies I saw. Like, I liked him in Tropic Thunder. I thought he was great in that. In Reign of Fire. I loved him in Reign of Fire. Of course, that's the more crazed mechanic. But no, I mean that looks. And then Michael Caine is voicing over and quoting Dylan Thomas. Do not go quietly into that good night. I'm like, holy crap. I'm sold. I'm sold. It comes out in November. It comes out in my birthday month. Hopefully, I don't know the exact date. I didn't see it, but it's in November. I'm like, come out for my birthday. Fuck yeah. That'd be a great birthday movie to go see. I'm Interstellar. Fuck it, I'm there. So yeah, that's all I got. I gave Turtles a 5.5. It's above average by a little bit. And that's mostly just because the story, dialogue, and stuff like that is really not that good. Um, but yeah, that definitely hurts it, and a lot of the pop culture stuff and all that. So yeah, 5.5. I'm giving it. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe as always. If you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. Or Facebook, me, Mark, or Sam will do a review of it at some point. Um, Honestly, I have no idea what comes out next week. I actually, you know what? I think Expendables comes out next week. Okay, Expendables 3 is next week, and you know us, I'm going to be there. Everyone of us is expendable. I remember that first trailer for Expendables. That was a really. You had what was it? Diamond Eyes, I think is the name of the song by Shinedown. Fuck, you have fucking you have everyone of us is expendable in the lyrics of the song. Yeah, you're gonna use that title. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're gonna use that song. Yeah, title song. Who have been talking for too long? I hate that when my mouth is moving faster than my brain can process. So I'm just flubbing over my words, talking over myself. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be there for Expendables 3. Hey, we got Wesley Snipes back. I'm complete in Mel Gibson and Harrison Ford. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.